So when we look at Tamarind Learning, what is your platform and why do you exist? And what do you bring to the world with Tamarind Learning?
Yeah, so that's another interesting origin story for Tamarind Learning. About, 8 or 9 years ago, and interestingly enough, I just was able to connect with one of the next gen members that influenced and inspired Tamarind Learning. There are two families, different engagements, but the first family we worked with and mentored 3 young adult women, sisters, as they sort of built more acumen and awareness around what they were going to inherit, what their financial lives look like, what they needed to think about working with their advisors, what their trust said, how to read an investment statement, how to read their financial statements. So we wanted to put the floor of basic financial literacy in, so to speak. And none of these women had a financial background. So none of them studied business or econ or finance or anything like that. They were more on the classic, I'll call it, bachelor's of art, creative, music, dance, literature. So long story short, we did a very customized learning path for each one of them. And then as a sibling team, we had stuff that overlapped. And that was really, really rewarding and successful. And we love doing that kind of work, but we realized we could only do that kind of work with so many families, one by one. Fast forward to another family engagement, and that was around circa 2017, 2018. Long story short, the family was really, really complicated. It was a blended family, had lots of entities, lots of partnerships, many, many operating entities, and a huge dispersion of awareness, knowledge, and involvement in 1 or 100 of those entities. And we recognized that they also lived in 27 million different places, and they like to travel all the time. So there was no way we were going to be able to one-off educate each one of them. So we built a bespoke learning management system for their family, and we rapid prototype, built it out. Our team hired instructional designers from Harvard. I mean, it was a huge lift, incredible lift to do this work, super rewarding. But in that experience, we realized, you know what? This is not going to be a scalable business if we build one-off, right? So we said, well, what can we learn from this and potentially build 2.0 of what we did for this family? So that's essentially how Tamarind Learning came to be, launched in 2020, end of 2020. And we actually grew out of the technology we originally were using. So we actually built our technology as well as the content. So that's pretty meaningful because there's a lot of incredible learning management system software out there, but ours is one of the few that we can real-time edit content. We can real-time change up and share things. If we see something, we don't have to go to some development site in Indonesia or India or wherever. And that's no diss on those bigger companies that have those massive programmer sites off, out of country, but we like to be able to control everything at the tip of our finger.